sniffer of carrion, premature grave digger, seeker of the nest of evil in the bosom of a good word. You who sleep at our vigil and fast for our feast, you with your dislocated reason, having cutely foretold a Jovit in your own absence, by blind pouring upon your many scalds and burns and blisters, impetiginous sword and pustules, by the auspices of that raven cloud your shade, and by the auguries of rooks in Parliament, death with every disaster, the dynamitization of colleagues, the reducing of records to ashes, the levelling of all customs by blazes, the return of a lot of sweet-tempered, gun-powdered, didst unto dust, but it never struck your mud-heads obtundity. Oh hell, here comes our funeral, the pest will miss the post. That the more carrots you chop, the more turnips you slit, the more Murphys you peel, the more onions you cry over, the more bull beef you butch, the more mutton you crack or hack, the more potterbs you pound, the fiercer the fire, and the longer your spoon and the harder your gruel with more grease to your elbow, the merrier fumes your new Irish stew. Oh, by the way, yes, another thing occurs to me. You let me tell you with the utmost politeness, where very ordinarily designed your birth wrong was, to fall in that plan, as our nationals should, as all nationalists must, and do a certain office, which I will not tell you, in a certain holy office, nor will I say where, during certain agonizing office hours, a clerical party all to yourself, from such a year to such an hour on such and such a date at so and so much a week pro anno. Guinness's mere regard were just a gulp for you, failing in which you might have taken the scales off boilers like any boss cup of your wreck. And do your little thrin-uppy bit, and thus earn from the nation true thanks. Right here in our place of burden, you're born of travel and field of tears, where after a divine's prodigence you drew the first water gasp in your life, from the crib where you once was bit to the crypt you'll be twice as shy of, same as we, long as us, alone with the colt and the coroner, where you were as popular as an Armenian with the faithful, and you set fire to my tailcoat when I hold the paraffin smoker under yours. I hope the chimney's clear, but slackly shirking both your bullet and your billet, you beat it backwards with Boulanger from Galway. But he combed the grass against his stride to sing us a song of alibi, the cut-hone call over the grey bounding, slow rolling, amply heaving metamorphosius that oozy rocks parapangle their preposters with. No mad mooner by lamplight, Antinos, shaming amid everyone's repressed laughter, to conceal your scotch of filly by mating, like a thorough-paced prosodite, masculine monosyllables of the same numerical muss, an Irish emigrant the wrong way out, sitting on your crooked sixpenny stile, an unfrill-frucked quack-friar, you, ready for the laugh of Shakespeare, just help mine with the epithet, semi-Semitic serendipitous, you, thanks, I think that describes you, Europeanized Afro-yak. Shall we follow each other a step longer, drowner of daggers, whiles our liege Tiliot, a stranger in the front yard of his happiness, is taken, help her, one gob, one gap, one gulp, and gorger for all, his refreshment. There grew up beside you, amid our horizons of the speediest in Novena Lodge, Novara Avenue, and Patripodium and Bummel, oaf at a wolf fork, one remove from an unwashed savage, on his keeping and in yours. I suppose you know why Possum hides is 'cause he hain't the Nogum Tree Assumption. That other Immaculatus, from head to foot, sir, that pure one, Altrus of other times, he who was well known to Celestine circles before he sped aloft, our handsome, young, spiritual physician that was to be, seducing every sense to self-willing celibacy, the most winning counterfoil on our Incommishire lot tree, a chum of the angelets, a youth those reporters so pettitily wanted as game fellow that they asked his mother for little lerps, brupper to let him tom to kindergarten, peas and bang his scooter. Long and ten they were all real brothers in the big just right home where Dot lives, just to Teddy fry the life out of him, and pass him one with other, like musk from hand to hand. That mother smothered muddle, that good looker with not a flaw, whose spiritual toilets were the talk of half the town, for sunset wear and nightfall in use, and day broke in dawning and noon showing in the very thing of tease time. But him you laid low with one hand one fine May morning in the middle of your might, your bosom foe, because he mussed your speller on you, or because he cut a pretty figure in the focus of your frontispiece. Not one did you slay, no, but a continent, to find out how his innards worked. Ever read of that great grand landfather of our visioned builders, Babu, the bourgeois meister, who thought to touch both himmels at the punt of his reasoned stiff staff, and how wishy-washy sank the waters of his thought? Ever thought of that hereticalist Marcon and the two sissy maidies, and how bulkily he shat the ructions goneril? Ever hear that Foxy, that Lupo, and that Moncax, and the virgin air of the Morrisons, blathering ape? Malingerer in luxury, collector general, what has your lowness done in the meantime with all the hammock-cars of cooked vegetables, the hatfuls of stewed fruit, the suitcases of coddled ales, the parish funds, my shamer man, that you kitty coaxed so flexibly out of charitable butteries, my yowling heavy with a hollow voice drop of your horrible, awful poverty of mind, so as you couldn't even pledge a crown of thorns to pawn a coat of Trevi's, and as how you was bad no end, so you was, so help you sinner Petra and sinner Paul, with the chickens gape and pas mal de seal, which, by the by, Reynaldo, is the ordinary emetic French for grenadier's drip. To let you have your plank and your bone wash, oh, the haste troubles you lost. To give you your pound of platinum and 1,000 thongs a year, oh, you were excruciated and honour bound to the cross of your own cruel fiction. To let you have your Saturday spree and holy night sleep, fame would come to you twixt sleep and awake, and leave to lie till Paris Cavie and the cook crows for Denmark. O Jonathan, your estomac! The simian has no sentiment secretions, but weep cataracts for all me, pain of shaman. Oft in the smelly night will they wallow for a clutch of the famished hand. I say, them bearded Jezebels you hired to rob you, while on your sodden straw impolitely you encored, Irish and no Bulgalish, those horn-made ivory dreams you reaved of the Ruth you called your compagnante, a beauty from the Bible of the flesh-pots of Easton and the hanging garments of Marylebone. But the dormer Monshi smiled Celine, and the light-throwers nickered, "Who's whinging we?" Comport yourself, you inconsistency. Where is that little alimony nest egg against our predictable rainy day? Is it not the fact, gainsay me, cake-eater, that while whistle-whirling your crazy elegies around Temple Tomblemont, join stone, let him pass, please, good Jerusalem, in a bundle of straw he was balbaptized after haymaking, you squandered among underlings the overlord of your extravagance, and made a Hottentot of Dulpeners cross-sick with your crumbs? Am I not right? Yes, yes, yes. Holy wax and Hollifer, don't tell me, Leon of the Fold, that you are not a lone shark. Look up, old sooty. Be advised by mucks and take your medicine. The good doctor mulled it. Mix it twice before repastures and powder 3 times a day. It does marvels for your grippins, and it's fine for the solitary worm. Let me finish. Just a little Judas tonic, my gem of old jokes, to make you go green in the gazer. Do you hear what I'm seeing, Hammett? And remember that golden silence gives consent, Mr. Alkengazer. Cease to be civil, learn to say nay. Whisht, come here, Sir Studious, till I tell you a wig in your ear. We'll do a whisper drive, for if the Barishnas got a twitter of it, they'd tell the housetops, and then by all Cadbury would go crackers. Look, do you see your dial in the rocking glass? Look well, bend down and stick me till. It's secret. Igri, I say, Boseliers. I had it from Lamppost Shaw, and he had it from the Mullah, and Mull took it from a blue-coat sculler, and Gay Socks jotted from Podfew's wife, and Rantin Pole tipped the wink from old Mrs. Tin Bullet. And as for she was confused by a pro-brother Tackleus, and the good brother feels he would need to defecate you, and the flimsy follets are simply beside each other, and Kelly, Kenny, and Kia are up and in arms. That across may crush me if I refuse in believing it. That I may rock anchor through the ages if I hope it's not true. That the host may choke me if I beneighbour you with my charity. Shh. Shem. You are... Shh. You are mad. He points the death bone and the quick are still. Insomnia, somnia, somniorum, om. Mercius of himself. Domine fupiscus, my fault, his fault, a kingship through a fault. Pariah, cannibal Cain, I who oathly forswore the womb that bore you, and the paps I sometimes sucked, you, who ever since have been one black mass of jigs and jim-jams, haunted by a convulsionary sense of not having been, or being all that I may have been of you meant to becoming, bewailing like a man that innocence which I could not defend like a woman. Lo, you there, Cathwan Carberry, and thank movies from the innermost depths with my still attrite heart, where in the days of you youth are ever mixed my mind, now ere the compline hour of being alone at hand itself, and a pull or so before we yield our spiritus to the wind. For though that royal one has not yet drunk Juliet from his consummation, the flower pot on the pole, the spaniel pack in their quarry, retainers, and the public house proprietor have not budged a millimetre, and all that has been done has yet to be done, and done again, whence days woe, and lo, you're doomed, joy day dawns, and lo, you dominate. It is to you, firstborn and first fruit of woe, to me, branded sheep, pick of the waster paper baskel, by the tremors of Tonnery and Ulleran's dog star, you alone, wind-blasted tree of the knowledge of beautiful and evil. I, clothed upon with the meteor and shimmering like the Hortians, astroglodi namonologos, the child of Nilfit's father, Beelzebub, to me, unseen blusher in an obscene coal hole, the cubilibum of your secret sigh, dweller in the down and outermost, where voice only of the dead may come, because ye left from me, because ye laughed on me, because, oh, me lonely son, you're forgetting me. That there turf-brown mummy is a-comin', Albila, beltila, chiltila, deltila. Running with her tidings, all the news of the great big world. Sonny's had a scrap. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Babs, baby, walks at 7 months. Way, way, way. Bride leaves her raid at punches time. Stud stone before the race course full. 2 bells that make the one appeal. Dry Yanks will visit old sod and 4-tiered skirts are up. Mesdames, while Pericnine wears popular short-legs, and 12 housed to mix tipsy wake. Did ye hear, Cold Cooney? Did ye ever, Philly Fortescue? With a beck, with a spring, all her real ringlets shaking, rocks dropping her tatchy, tram tokens in her hair, all waved to a point, and then all innuendation. Little old-fashioned mummy, little wonderful mummy, ducking under bridges, bell-hopping the wares, dodging by a bit of bog, rapid shooting round the bends, by Tallagh's green hills and the pools of the Puka and a place they call it Blessington, and slipping sigh by Sallynoggin, as happy as the day is wet, babbling, bobbling, chattering to herself, deluding in the fields on their elbows, leaning with the sleuthering slide of her giddy gaddy granny ma, gossip patience Anna Livia. He lifts the life wand, and the dumb speak.